Alright, we're gonna commence the City of West Miami Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting. The time now is 6:01 p.m. The date is August 2nd. Call the meeting to order.
Order, item 2, pledge of allegiance. Yeah, flag is like
Outside.
outside.
Alright,
He's leaving.
so we'll have Mr. Ruano
Really?
start us off.
Okay, thankfully I remember. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item.
Chavez Jr., Commissioner of Recreation Committee Chair.
Here.
Mike Miguel Casanova.
Here.
Ivan Chavez Sr. is excused. Alexander Diaz.
Here.
Present. Zachariah Evangelista is excused. Marcos Lopez.
Present.
Christina Barona.
Present.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you have quorum.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 4, approval of minutes for April 19, 2023, Recreation Advisory Board meeting.
We have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item.
Item 5, old business, nothing new today. Item 6, under new business. A, discussion in reference to gym equipment criteria selection for procurement.
Okay, great. So this is an item that came before us in the past. I don't think that we really came to a conclusion of what we wanted, so we wanted to bring it back and then also discuss it with our new manager here, Manager Ed Silva. You know, he has something that he wants to talk to us about the design. So this item might have to be deferred until we discuss this. So I'll give you the floor.
Welcome there, welcome everybody, and it's nice to meet you all. I've been here 2 months, 2.5 months, and this is a great city. It really is. You guys live in a wonderful place. We can do better. One of the things that I'm looking at, and I come from a city that our moniker was, it starts in parks, and we really did center around parks, and I want to do the same for this city, because I think that's how you keep your kids out of trouble and how you create community. That said, looking at this place, one of the first things I looked at was trying to combine our senior facility that we have at City Hall with this facility. That led me to start looking at what we have in terms of the plans for this place and in terms of what we have. Couple things. Number one, the ceiling on what's being built there, for whatever the reason, and I believe it, and I'm just gonna put this out there, and I don't mean to cast aspersions on anybody. I believe the previous administration didn't, and not staff that's here, you know what I'm trying, there was some shortfalls made, nor you, Robert.
No, I was saying.
That was giving you a gym that had a 9-foot ceiling. Now, if you know anything about a gym, and I'm an architect by trade, that's really my background. In the last 2 years, I've designed 2 35,000 square foot community centers. You never put a ceiling at that height. Your minimum height should be at least 12 feet, recommended is 14. And the reason for that is if you get a Stairmaster and you're a tall guy like Ivan or anybody else, you're gonna be hitting your head in the top. If you were trying to do anything that jumps up or anything like that with lifting your arms, you got that same real potential and that danger. That led me to start really looking at what we had and what we could do. I've had individual meetings with a lot of the council, so I propose to take the space that we have, because we're already under construction and we're moving forward with that, and turn that into a senior center and build around it. Here and here, the gym. Can we get the other one? I think it's bigger. So this is the space that you have. What I'm proposing is a main entrance off of 62nd Avenue with a main lobby, and then that would be the gym, all the way around. Where you can have the yoga, you can have a spin, or you can have some of these gyms nowadays have personalized training centers where you can go in and put in a program and you can have your own little workout. But this gives you plenty of room, and it gives my senior center and my gym access to full bathrooms with showers, which you don't have. Most people, when they work out in the mornings, You know, city of West Miami is a small city. You can go home and take a shower. But if you want to go to work, the best and most logical thing is you come in, put your clothes in your locker room, you do your workout, take a shower, and go. You didn't have that option here. It's kind of hard to understand that you would have a full-fledged gym and not have that option. Kind of hard for me to understand that you didn't really have the proper equipment. You didn't have the space for the proper equipment throughout the gym. Logistically, why the senior center next to it? Because there's a program that I did in my previous stop. That was called Silver Sneakers with Baptist. They're going to be here in the middle of the day when the use of the gym is going to be really low. So I'm trying to put one function over another so that we actually are adequately spending our time and spending our money and space wisely. So when the influx of people are going to be here in the early morning or late at night, the seniors aren't here. In the middle of the day, the seniors could be there, and instead of just doing what we do now with a very stagnant lunch program with very little activity, we can get some of the seniors activated and have them work out. Am I missing anything?
Just to point of clarity, so just to go over it so everyone can hear it, this, what we're in currently is going to become the senior center, correct?
No, the senior center is going to be what's under construction.
Okay, and then can you
It
point out?
stays the same way.
Can you
And
point
we
out?
actually had a discussion today with Frank and the architect, where I might be able to do a little warming kitchen for the senior center so that they don't have to. One of the reasons why, and I know when I spoke to you guys, I said about the senior center here, and John Michael brought up, I'm throwing you under the bus here, buddy, brought up a good point. He doesn't, and it's a fair one, he doesn't want the seniors and the kids in the summer to use the same bathroom. That's kind of an issue, and a very valid one. So that made me rethink what we had talked about when I did the tour here. I am going to open up that wall where we have very small windows overlooking the basketball court. I am proposing more glass there. I want that look in and out. I'm making his office bigger because I don't need his storage space, and I'll show you now. I'm going to go back to the other plan. I don't need a storage, the little small storage area he has in his office, behind his office. That's going to be all office because I want him to have, you know, eyeball view of everything that happens out on the basketball court as well.
Sounds good. And just to point out, and I know the reason I wanted to have the meeting here was so we can walk the grounds pending the
We
weather,
can.
but can you point out here where, for example, the racquetball court used to be, and then we're making
Can
use
we go
of
back
that,
to the other drawing?
we're making use of that alleyway in the back that we're not gonna need anymore?
What I am proposing ends a little bit before the basketball court ends. Your racquetball court used to be right here. Was right here. I'm really only coming out, and we can walk it and you can see it, I'm coming out 28 feet, which is not a lot. This whole area is going to be green. Here, I'm actually suggesting you have a great playground there, but you have little kids, and the little kids really don't belong on that playground. So I want to do a little toddler playground area here. So you have the pavilion for the moms and dads to watch the little ones and the big ones. That back here would be a pretty substantial size storage facility because we just don't have enough storage in this community. And then John Michael has graciously, no, I'm playing with him. This is for two batting cages here, near the baseball fields and away from everywhere else. I am looking at now and seeing on how I can add a little bit more parking because we are increasing the use, but I don't think that would be an issue, and I don't think that would be a problem. So
what we're doing, it's the existing area we have now that was supposed to be the gym, the weight room, that's gonna be
that's my proposal,
The
because
senior center.
that's it's the same height as this.
No, I understand that, but I'm talking about the area.
Yes, sir.
What's there now is gonna be a senior
Yes, sir.
center.
And then I'm
And then the alleyway is gonna be all the new gym,
that's correct.
okay?
And what's the square footage?
It's bigger than what you had,
It's bigger than what we had.
substantially bigger.
How are we gonna bring trucks in if you need any kind of maintenance inside the?
We have
And we know we have a double door back there.
we have two double doors back
Yeah.
there, and that's how we're going to bring them in.
But the reason for that, if you run trucks through which happened many times here, where they run the trucks over the grass, it destroy the grass in the field.
I'm going to provide a stabilized.
so many times.
I'm going to provide a stabilized paver, grass pavers, so you don't lose the grass, so that the trucks can go on it, and that doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
but
That would be,
well, that's gonna be in the middle of the field.
no, sir, you have, there's an alley, there's a connection back here.
There's a pump station back there, how you gonna get the truck?
We can get, there's a space, there's enough space.
There's a
truck there.
There's a truck there. I gotta meander around it, but there's enough space. And we can walk there, I'll be more than glad to show you.
I know the area you're talking about, I mean, I don't know about the, I know what you're talking about back there.
No, I don't want them to use
The double door right
the
about
double
there.
door here, because that, I'm gonna have ruts no matter what I do in the grass.
Exactly.
That I don't want.
But we don't have a lot of, traffic, right? I mean, 4th of July, like.
You do have traffic here. One time that you bring a truck in, you will destroy the.
No, but I'm saying, how often do we really bring trucks?
In the storage room, I'm gonna have all the equipment that he needs to be able to maintain the fields. That's the reason for that storage. So for me to have to bring in a truck for that, that's not gonna really, the times that we need to bring in a truck is for the 4th of July, or I can't
Any
even.
maintenance done inside the property, inside the, any lights, fixtures, anything, they need to be.
Lights,
truck in.
fixtures, and maintenance with trucks, they'll be here and they'll bring it in through the front. I don't
I
understand.
know, but if you gotta work on the lights in the middle of the field, you gotta bring the truck in. You
But
need
it's-
to
Well,
bring
but
a
it'd be the
bucket
same,
truck in.
it'd be the same issue as driving it in through here and going out.
They would have to go through the grass too.
So nothing changes there.
If I had to maintain those lights, I still have to run a truck across the field, even from this alleyway that was here.
Can we actually access, the courts from the field? Like,
No,
no, right? Yeah, because their playgrounds in the
we're providing us a double gate now for the basketball court.
Okay, that would solve that problem.
And the lights, by the
Okay,
way,
where's the double gate gonna go?
On the basketball court.
Right
Like
here?
mid-court.
Yes.
Right there?
Yes.
We should go down the ramp right there?
Right.
After the ramp.
Before the ramp. We took them off
Okay.
during.
before coming
Depending
this
where
way.
you're going, okay.
I'm going down, he's coming up.
We took
That's-
them off during the 4th of July to be able to bring the equipment in that was on the basketball court.
And that's really the only place that we need heavy equipment is when we come in and do those things.
Yeah.
And we took those gates, the gates, the iron gates, we took them down.
You were mentioning the lights.
Yeah, one of the reasons Robert's here, and Jenny's here is because we're gonna be aggressively pursuing quite a lot of grants. I know that we lost the FERDAP grant, last year for $200,000 with a match, because the construction just wasn't happening fast enough. I kinda knew it, that's when they were talking to me about this job, and I understand what was coming. That FERDAP was tied to the bathrooms that they were building in the gym. And since that wasn't gonna get done in time, we weren't gonna be able to get that money, and it's okay, it happens. We're gonna go back to FERDAP for money again. But even if we don't get the FERDAP money, in the budget that I've built and I've been proposing to this council, we have a lot of what's called ARPA money, American Relief. What's ARPA stand for?
What does it stand for?
American-
Protection Act, right?
American Relief Protection Act. It's the money the federal government gave out to all the municipalities for COVID. We got a little bit over $4 million. It's just sitting there. If you don't spend it,
They'll take it
if
away.
you don't spend it by the end of '24, you give it back.
Yeah, take it away.
So I need to spend the money. So one way or another, what you all envision with pickleball courts and the lights and the upgrades is gonna happen. If I get a FERDAP, fantastic, that lets me do more stuff for the city. If I don't get a FERDAP, I've got the ARPA money, so I can use it for that as well. Out of that FERDAP package, I have some money for this, because this is there's a lot of cost. What the cost is, I'm not quite there yet, because I just finished kind of sketching something and just had the conversation with the architects today. I have an idea, because I've been, like I said, I've been an architect for a little while, and I've also have built quite a few things, but I'm gonna wait to see what the numbers are. I know I have a kitty of money from ARPA that I can use. I've spoken with our county commissioner to get some money out of him as well, because they have neighborhood net grants that they can provide. Bottom line is, I'm gonna make sure that I do it without direct taxpayer money from anybody in the West Plan. Whether I get it out of ARPA, whether I get it out of him, whether I gotta go to the state of Florida and beg, borrow, steal, that's the way I wanna go forward with this. The other issue is operational, even the way it was done before operational, you know, it's ironic, but not really funny, is, you know, Juan and John Michael kept talking to me about, we need to look at the operational plan. I always assumed, because I kinda had hinted that I was going to combine the senior center with this place, that they were talking about that, and I already had that plan, so I didn't even worry about it until we sat in here, what was it, last week? And I laid that out, and they said, no, the operational plan for the rec center. There wasn't one, there isn't one. They had no idea on how really to staff it, really to move forward, other than the fact that, you know, let's build it, and something miraculously will happen, and we'll be able to run it. I'm working on a plan. One of the reasons why I want the senior center is because that means I already have staff there. So with that staff there, and with some of his staff there, we have advantage. Because the last thing I would want to do is have an exercise gym area and not have some sort of supervision, even if it's periodically going through there, checking in on people, just to make sure everything's safe. I understand there's a lot of condos out there that have their own gyms that are kind of like set aside with a camera, and whatever happens, happens. It's a little bit different when it's municipality. We've got a little bit more of a responsibility and a little bit more of a liability issue that we need to face and plan for. Yes, sir.
Mr. Manager, do you feel confident with that design, or is there gonna be more tweaking? So,
Look, that design works, whether it stays like that and the architect wants to change it, I don't have any pride of authorship.
the reason I'm asking is to figure out if we defer this item A, discussing what kind of equipment might fit in there until we get a definitive answer.
That's fine too. The only thing I will tell you, yes, Commissioner, thank you. I think it would be wise. I'd love to be able to go out there before it gets dark, so I can show you where I'm looking at. The one thing I tell you about the exercise equipment, I put money aside in the budget as well for exercise equipment. So whether we do it now or we do it in a month or 2 months or 3 months, it makes no difference. Now, what I will say is, we really need to define what we want to be and what we want to have in there. I don't want to just throw things in there for the lack of saying we have that equipment, but I want to make sure that we have the right equipment for the right use and for our residents. You know, we obviously need treadmills, we obviously need steppers. I'm actually showing a couple of rowers in there. I'm showing a lot of cardio, but then there's 3 Smith machines in there. Those are the multi-purpose stations. In one of the walls, I'm having resistance bands and the ropes so that you can have a place to really do it and do that workout. And then around the corner, we have the free weights and the benches for the free weights. Whatever else you all want to add, this is a collaborative effort, and I'm going to take direction from you
On the
guys.
yoga and the spinning area, is that going to be an open area or is that going to be?
It's all glass. It's a glass.
But I mean, can you move it around?
I could move it however you all want
No,
to.
I'm saying you can move that around.
Open,
If you want it open or close, I mean,
movable partitions like this, but in glass.
I'm just,
That can be done. Obviously, it can be done. It would-
eventually, if you're gonna use it for yoga spinning, maybe it can be used for something else, maybe another piece of equipment that can go in that area. I don't know,
Just depends what
We
kind
can,
of
I mean,
membership.
I will look at it.
We
sir.
don't have enough people to do yoga, I mean, they don't.
No, and I want you to know on your previous plan,
Yes.
you had a bigger space than that
Yes,
for
I
yoga,
know.
which,
I wasn't too happy with it.
and it was enclosed in drywall. So you were like.
Dark. It was like a
it
basement.
It was like a
Yeah.
and you know, if you think about yoga, that's a peaceful place you want to be with a view and be able to interact with your environment. And you had it basically was enclosed in a closet. So, yes, I will look at that. And there are those removable partitions in glass. Costs more. Everything's about money, unfortunately.
If you can.
So if we can, I'll be more than glad to accommodate that.
Another thing, are we planning to put cameras in here? I mean,
Yes.
is that coming on?
Yes.
That'll be
I don't know if it was
security.
before, but I will absolutely have cameras in here.
And in here as well?
Mr. Manager, what's the budget for the gym equipment?
Why, yes, I will put them in here.
No, there's none here.
No, I know there isn't, but there will be.
Budget for the gym?
I have, Commissioner, I have an idea. I want to wait until the architect gets back to me, and I have a meeting with the contractor tomorrow.
Sounds good. So what we'll do for item A is everybody go home and think about what you want to see in the gym, and we'll defer it to the next
Send me
meeting.
emails, and
Yeah.
I'll be glad to come and meet with you guys.
Sounds good.
The lighting, are you were talking, when the money you're putting aside for the lighting, is the lighting for the entire complex or just the baseball field?
Baseball fields and the pickle and tennis courts.
Not the basketball court, no?
The basketball courts are being replaced anyway, because that's part of the contract with this.
So the concern we had in the past with the pickleball courts being redesigned and the lights not functioning.
not being
He's
enough
addressing
lighting.
that
Because we didn't
concern.
have lights
Yeah.
after they, right, so.
The lights were set up for tennis.
For tennis,
The way
yeah.
the courts were, and then we were eventually gonna try to go for a grant. but
And
now
we'll walk
the
it out there. I'm
manager's
actually scooting the courts over 3 or 4 feet off the FPNL wall, because these are fresh eyes that are looking at everything here. But the first thing I noticed, and I know that some people don't even notice it, because that FPNL station it's there and you see
It's been there
it.
so long, yeah.
But it would be nice if we had a screen of something that would,
You're not gonna get any problem from FNL because they have a gate there, no, a double gate.
not on that side,
You do have one of this guy,
on this side, but not on the other side.
but that's where you plan to build the whole.
I have enough room for them to get in there. That's our property anyway.
Okay. I'm just saying, I don't know, it might be some kind of code or something out there.
That I'm aware of, there's nothing, that's
That's the only thing that.
No agreement on nothing.
no agreement or nothing, and there's a 40 years of experience talking. So, I didn't even think there would be an agreement, because that's our property.
Yeah.
And it was interesting,
And
they had a
they've
gate
never
there to
used
begin with.
that.
And they
I
have one
mean,
off
they
come in
62nd.
off the
Yeah,
front.
I've seen them, they've been working there like recently, but they're never inside the park.
They come less because they use the,
16th Street.
and they use that back, like they come through the open space where the property is, they come through there now instead, they don't come through here because, I don't know when that changed. The tenants-
And,
that
I mean,
changed.
one other thing that, I mean, this is architectural wish list. The other slide. This right here, I kinda wanna make it like a little tower, so on top of the tower, I can put the West Miami logo lit up. So when you're in the park, we're branding it.
Yeah, that's good.
This architectural wish list, that's just me playing architect.
And that west wall, would that be glass as well?
Which walls, that, sir?
So
Where the yoga and the spinning class-
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's the green area right in front
So,
of you.
yeah, that's,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I want that as open as
So
I
more
possibly can.
light and more,
Yes, sir.
yeah, perfect.
So that's coming all the way to the edge of where the tennis courts are now, right?
Past the edge of the tennis courts, almost to the
Halfway.
edge, in between where the tennis courts are and where the
And the
basketball
batting
court
cage.
is.
And the batting cage, right? All the way to the batting cage?
Yep,
Okay.
And so we'll move on to item B, just because this is gonna be the discussion of the tennis courts, and I think that's the direction we're heading. Next item?
Yes, item B, discussion revisiting the tennis and pickleball courts project at the West Miami Recreation Center to include selection of colors.
So you were stating that the tennis courts were gonna be moving now towards the pickleball court, or towards the,
a few feet just so I could put some sort of landscape screen there. And then what we did was that area, and we need to walk it, that's where the batting cage is, which I want to relocate closer to the baseball fields. And there's a little metal storage shed out there that's kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm basically taking it up to there.
There's some room there, yes.
There's room there, and then I'm pushing the storage back toward the property line that way, which is north. And then the batting cages, like I said, I'm moving them down further near the baseball fields. Now, whether it's there, whether it's the other one, I mean, this is just schematic, just so you all know what I'm seeing. And I think, like I said, I'm going back to what I said, but a 9-foot ceiling height in the gym
No, that's,
would have been a mistake.
yeah,
Yeah.
big mistake.
did we ever find that packet that had the color schemes for the tennis courts and pickleball courts?
We're doing some remodeling back in my building, so the power's out, so I can't print that.
Okay, so we'll defer the colors as well, but again, so everybody starts to look it up and kind of think on what colors we want to try to pursue with the tennis courts and the pickleball courts.
More importantly, one of the things I actually really wanted to convey to you guys is a team effort. I really want your input. I really want to make sure that we do the best job that we possibly can do for the residents and to make sure that everybody gets what they want out of here.
The lighting, the entire complex, they're gonna be looking into, I mean, there's gonna be an engineer work on it, because some of the lights at the baseball field, they're not up,
I know,
they're not good.
I know.
I know that, this is a suggestion that I have, Mr. Simba, I don't know if it can go far or not, because the parking space is very tight here. And now we plant trees alongside the 18th Street, which is good, that's gonna look great on that side of the street. Do you think it would be possible or maybe visible to look at it, making this street one way, that we can add more parking spaces from here to 63rd Avenue? I don't know, just look at, talk to the, it's suggestions.
There is, one of the things I said a little bit earlier is we need to figure out how to give you a little bit more parking. There is a problem with parking here. We do have money in the budget as well to address what's here now, parking wise and street wise, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the places, the asphalt's not even there no longer. So I'm throwing some money in, I'm putting some money into the budget to change it. The 4th of July worked, I don't know if any of y'all came to the 4th of July, but it worked really well because we closed down the streets.
Right.
And we put those food trucks out there. So I'm actually thinking of making that pavers, so that when we have an event space, it looks seamless and it looks like part of the event space. The one-way street's a great idea, but I think we'll look at it, because that might be a very easy way for us to get more parking.
Make it safe.
Obviously, that means that my civil engineer is gonna get engaged, we have to go to the county to get it approved,
Right.
but I think there might be a good
Yeah.
potential to do that.
That's a good idea, because I mean, people fly down there, even with the circle here on the
Yeah.
corner, I mean, and there's kids walking to and from the cars in the morning.
That'll be
No,
safer.
it's a very good idea. I mean, I hadn't, see, this is why I'm here. I hadn't even thought, that hadn't even occurred to me. I mean, I'm looking at a couple other places where we have an issue off of 57th Avenue that we were thinking about doing one-ways to create some parking.
John, Michael, go ahead.
But I hadn't even thought about it for here. I just knew that I had a parking problem.
Good job, Parks and Rec.
Round of applause for John.
And
Here all day.
also, so we talk about the parks, the Cooper Park. Also, there's a track area on there that's really in bad shape. Is there any way you can look into it, if there's any money, or I don't know.
The item number 6,
Is that there?
number
Yeah, it's here, it's
number
here.
6D.
Yeah.
I gotta bring my glasses now.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Oh, number D, or 6.
6D.
So here's the
Okay.
packet with the different colors in it. If you guys have any preference, I mean, I think that looks kind of nice right there too.
Very nice.
Yeah, pretty much all like that, if you look at them.
That's, yeah, online, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, it's either blue or green.
Not even you go to any
The different pickleball
pickleball.
courts.
Marcus is our
Yep.
tennis expert here.
Yeah, he's the one that does a lot of coaching out there.
He's a tennis coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ed, you also got the email last night that us being awarded the grant for Cooper Park for the equipment, the exercise equipment.
Nice.
Oh, they did? Did I put that one? Oh, great.
Thank you, Mr. Arano. Last 2 days I've been playing architect, so.
So as far as the colors go, does anyone have a preference? Do you like the way that the front one there looks?
Do we
Yeah.
want the courts to match?
The basketball courts and the tennis courts?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's kind of nice to have different colors. That way, you know, you can
You're my
differentiate
parks
what's
director, you
tennis,
gotta say what you want.
what's,
yeah.
yeah.
What color are they currently?
I'm trying to think of
It's
the
gotta be-
Red
I know it's a
and-
blue.
red and blue.
Red and blue, okay.
As long as they are in the same palette.
Yeah.
Right, just throwing it out there.
I mean, originally I thought to go with our colors, I guess they're like blue and yellow,
They,
but I don't know how
The
that'll,
yellow might be.
yeah, it might be a little,
In the, I think there's some, isn't the little.
the half court.
The half court thing yellow? At
It
least
used to
the
be,
Google
right?
map shows it.
At this
The
point-
old Google map shows it
all-
as
That's
such.
how it used to be with the slippery.
It's all
paint.
black now.
Yeah.
It's all black,
I've seen
the
that
Google,
court
the
so
Google
many
map that I
colors.
looked at today shows it as yellow.
Every
so.
color.
Is there
Right,
any
I'm seeing
additional
like 9 years old,
maintenance
10 years
based
old,
on the
20,
type of
30
color
years
that you
old.
choose? Like how long it'll
Darker,
last?
a
or-
darker color will fade quicker, but
Okay.
they're all the same.
They're all the same.
And then in terms of parks, and also in the budget, I think it's important to you all to know, I'm actually bringing another maintenance guy in. I like my parks to look pristine. I like the walkways to be clean. I like everything taken care of. I like to have my playgrounds
Maintain.
maintained. It's your money, I wanna take care of it.
This is why I was saying that we were gonna be happy, all of us, when we listened to what he had to say. Very attention to detail oriented, so. All right, so all in favor of that color, the blue, the green?
You want the color?
The picture.
To the color.
All in favor of what you see in that picture, say aye.
Yeah. Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say nay. So unanimous.
And you can do a stencil that says City of West Miami. That's
So that goes to the commission now, correct?
I like the stencil idea.
Next item,
Item C, discussion revisiting baseball field lighting project.
so that was already discussed, so we will move on to the next item.
Okay, item D,
Sorry,
discussion
Commissioner, I probably
reference-
jumped.
No
all over the
worries,
place.
no worries.
One more question about the baseball field. Sorry, I'm gonna bring it up. It was like, also, maybe 10 years ago that we did the field, reclaimed the field, but maybe 10 years ago, so it's getting low on
We're
clay.
going after FERDAP
Okay,
to get a grant.
because now,
You know, a little
we
side.
didn't have
note.
water sitting there,
A
now
little
water's
side,
coming
my
back and sitting there.
son, my son used to play against him here many years
Mark.
ago.
Oh, yeah?
So the way he gauges it is he plays Thursday night softball, and it's starting to skin up his knee a little when he
Yeah.
slides.
Yeah.
He wants a little bit more.
If I slide, I'll never get up again.
I was saying you're better than me, because if I slid, that's it, man. You gotta better call a rescue. Listen, yes, baseball's near to my heart, and those fields are near to my heart, and they need help.
Another thing, I'm sorry I bring it up.
No,
Since
that's
they-
why I'm here.
Since they play soccer
Once
there,
once a year.
you know that when they play soccer on a baseball field, they really damage the grass a lot. It gets a lot of damage in that grass. And it's a lot of holes back there, all around that area. But I don't know what can be done, I don't know, but it's a very tough sport for, soccer. I'm using a baseball field for soccer. It's really, I don't want it to go away, I want soccer to stay, don't get me wrong.
We
don't
might have
misunderstand.
a little solution for that.
I don't know, just bring you attention to
Budget
the
item?
things that I see wrong.
With the,
Pennsylvania.
yeah, so anyone that, if you guys didn't watch the last commission meeting, the manager couldn't update us on that too, we might get more green space.
I want to go into an interlocal agreement with the county school board system.
Oh, to get the,
When we were growing up,
Yeah.
we all were able to go into our schools and
Yes.
use their grass and
yes,
parks
yes.
and their basketball facilities and yada, yada, yada. Somewhere along the way, that all of a sudden stopped.
I know.
I did it in my previous stop, in interlocal. I know what they're gonna ask for. They're gonna want me to make their place secure. Means I gotta add a fence. I can't build a fence because oh, this is a public, because there's different, set of rules when it's school, and the school board has their own code. The school board has their own inspectors, the school board has their own specifications. I understand that the fence will cost more than a regular fence because I have to play by their rules. However, the end result is you're gonna have one massive field that I'm actually thinking about. If it's the desire of this rec board, that could be a place for us to be able to have soccer. A dedicated place, green space that our residents can use, and instead of going out, I mean, we would never be able to buy enough land like that
No,
to do
no.
something.
It's out of the city.
You know, the rules are we can't use it during school hours, but we have it after school and we have it in weekends,
And so,
in summer. And that would be a place to take that out of here and put it for a dedicated place there.
Maybe we can convince Messi to help us.
That's a good idea.
There's something that he finds exciting because he's brought up in the past. I don't know if you want to mention the dog park. Or Boston videos.
I'm gonna just spill it all out today.
Yeah, I mean,
We can thank that gentleman back there who actually pointed out the piece of land for us. Where is that at? 12?
12th and 65th.
12 and 67th, there's a pump station.
The field.
There's a pump station there with an open space next to it. We own that land. We're gonna turn that into a dog park,
Close to Garden Park.
close to Garden,
Right across the
right around the corner from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna make that
Like-
small, but a little dog park. Not a big one, but a little dog park.
Facing west, Garden Park is here, and then the pump station is.
So it's something, it's a start, but at least it's something where we can, a couple of benches, a couple of little things for the dogs to climb in and out of. We're gonna ask the condominium that's behind there for permission to plant trees along their land, not ours, so it doesn't take up our space. And it should become a nice little cozy little spot.
I have a question about Cooper Park. Is it possible to fence like an area of the park or the majority of the park just so like when kids are playing and running, they're not like on 16th Street or like other busy streets?
Like those little
Not
wood
the-
Like a
fences?
little, yeah, like a little low
Are we doing a
fence, just
fence?
to,
Don't we have a fence in the,
It's in the budget.
Yeah, we're doing a fence.
yeah, we're
Okay.
putting up a little low fence, not
Yeah.
a big one.
right, yeah,
And-
just something to add an additional layer for like kids not to be able
And
to
we're
walk
also,
out.
and we're also looking at Cooper Park to see if we can put a little splash pad there somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah. We're doing a fence.
for hot days.
Listen, we all are sitting on a nice little pot of gold, which is ARPA, that has to be spent, so I wanna spend it on things that add to your quality of life and not detract from it. So that's what I'm trying to do. So the commissioner was talking to me about a splash pad, so the one location that I think will make sense is there.
Now you mentioned Cooper Park, I've been trying to think about this before, on 15th Street. Can we put some signs there, a stop sign, or slow down kids playing? Because sometimes the people, doing 30 miles an hour, but that's very fast for a kid playing so close to the.
We have changed our speed limits to the city, which we need to put out a procurement bid for.
Maybe put
Area-wide, we're gonna change all the speed limits to 25,
Oh, great.
and we're gonna come back and do a specific school zone speed. Park school zone speeds, which drops it down even more.
And we also budgeted for speed bumps, speed tables.
We have some speed tables that are budgeted and a lot of traffic calming in certain other areas.
So for there on 16th, yeah.
The speed table.
15 is the one that really
The speed
is-
tables is a global number, it's just there in the budget.
Yeah, they're
That we
just gonna
can
be
use it
spread out.
wherever we need.
Okay.
We haven't really allocated that. The one thing that we really did spend a lot of time in allocations was in drainage locations, and try to take care of all the old water lines.
Next item,
Well,
item B.
we haven't talked about
Yeah.
D, we haven't talked about.
Yes, discussion in reference to FERDAP grant for Cooper Park to resurface walking path.
Mr. Rano, that's your floor.
Yeah, well, that's the discussion that we had recently. So last year we went after, so backing up a little bit, FERDAP obviously pays for a lot of things. We don't have a lot of land, so we can't go after sometimes over the big ones, the 200,000. But so we decided last year in a meeting here to go after the 50,000, and that was for the exercise equipment, and they funded it. It's exercise equipment and some trees to other stuff to shade it. So for this year, we're going back for another 50 for the resurface of the walking path, and I think at Cooper Park, and I believe you're also gonna expand the walking path. Yeah. And so we'll be applying for that. So this meeting is actually part of the requirement, and then we'll have another, what they call a sole purpose meeting in the next couple weeks with the community to talk about it and then hopefully put an application in.
Great news, thank you.
And is the plan for concrete?
No.
No? So
The
like
best
that-
surface is asphalt for walking.
Oh, asphalt?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say some places have that, I don't even know what it's called, the rubber.
The track.
The rubberized.
I know that it's very expensive.
But it also
We
has-
got experience of that.
Yeah, it decays
Yes.
very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
It does, I've seen it. on
The issue with
TVs.
rubberized is great,
Cracks.
it's
Yeah.
great, but if you don't maintain it,
Yeah.
you,
Some of the parks I see in Miami, like Douglas Park, it's just falling apart.
it does fall
Yeah.
apart.
It's all rubber.
Yeah. Okay.
It's great on your knees, it's
Yeah.
great on your walking, horrible on bicycles.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
takes a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
Our,
ticket.
our former city didn't maintain it, and they're ripping it all out.
Yeah.
They're redoing it all.
Yeah.
I have a question, is there a possibility to extend the curfew at Cooper Park, like for people that wanna use the track and walk around at night or things like that? Like if there's proper lighting, is
So-
that possible?
I defer
The
to
curfew in the
Commissioner.
park.
Okay.
It's come up before, and Chief had some words to say about that, so I defer to our police chief. I mean, he's more concerned, I think, with safety.
What's the curfew now?
Sundown.
Sundown?
Anything after dark is not allowed.
We don't have lights out there?
Yeah,
Yeah, but very little, it's on, it's light.
Yeah, it's like,
we do have a
street
lot of
lighting,
residents that ask for extended curfew.
Yeah.
Because they get home from work and they wanna take their kids out after eating dinner and stuff, so.
First time it comes to me, I'll find out what staff's issue is with that, and I'll report back to you.
Okay.
Because in the winter months, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
dark when,
Sundown,
by the
6
time you get
o'clock.
home.
5
it's-
o'clock is dark.
Right,
There was
right.
even a petition a few months back that some of the residents around there were filling out.
Yeah, we did.
It
And
didn't
the
get-
residents that live around it wouldn't have an issue?
They wanted to extend the curfew.
They wanted.
Yes.
I live right there,
She's
and
a-
I get caught walking, I'm like, oh man, gotta go back
Yeah.
home.
I've cut across and I've been told something. actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I was.
So I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Get out of there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I had a parking lot request that's a little sunrise to sundown, but the residents were using it. I put in some LED lights around the walkway,
That would be great.
so it was lit.
And it looks good too.
I mean, because we always look, no, I don't see anybody there, but I mean, no,
So,
it's your part.
But I like it when the police does the job too, guys.
yeah. they
No,
do a great
absolutely.
job.
We want that.
Well, that's why I
We
wanted
want
to
that.
defer to the.
Right,
police
so
chief.
Yeah.
that's why I don't want to do that, I want to create a policy.
Right, no, absolutely, I mean, really good about making sure everyone's safe and stuff, but if we could extend it safely, it would be nice.
I'll talk to staff and we'll confer with our commission and we'll see what we can go.
So what, we still have daylight, Madam Clerk, next item?
Yeah.
I was trying to like, to follow the meeting and.
This is a
follow
sidebar.
the
You weren't
discussion.
supposed to be
Yeah, I
listening to
told
us.
myself that. I was like, yeah.
This is new business.
Okay, they were discussing and it is my understanding you need to request like a sole purpose meeting.
Yes.
Future?
For FERDAP, we need for the resurfacing parking, the walking path. The only grant that we had talked about with FERDAP, when you and I spoke, was the walking path, as far as I can remember.
I want to come up with, there's a couple other things that
So-
get together, so we can get the.
But here's the thing, to get the most points, we would need to either have another meeting like this, or,
We can meet at 2 for like we did last time.
Yeah, I thought we got more points.
Can we just add it to this agenda, follow it now?
let me see real quick.
Has to be advertised, I think.
Well, yeah, it had to be, yeah, because that's what they want. They want the agenda where it's mentioned. That's why we had to change this.
You guys have until the end of this month, right?
Right, end of August.
August 31st is the.
Can we have another, can I bother you guys for another meeting in a week or so?
I will not be here. I would love to be here, but I'll be on vacation, so.
The next,
You can go on vacation.
We'll do FaceTime.
the next commission meeting, we're having our meetings at 6 now, so would anyone be able to make it at a 5 o'clock meeting?
We have a local planning agency meeting on the 16th. That's why we had to.
Commissioner,
go for
next
this
Tuesday or
meeting.
Thursday, are you around?
And so what we could do is piggyback and do the same day, do the community meeting. We could do a community meeting for both of these.
Different time slots.
We'd have different, yeah, say 5 and 5:15, one sole purpose for this, one sole
Thank you for
purpose
reminding me of how this process works. It's
Yeah.
been a
Well, we
couple
could do
years.
that, and it could be the same day, so the community comes in and you guys come in.
To get both projects discussed with the
Tuesday.
public. I would need one more meeting with just as on the agenda for the project title Recreational Center and Park
Well,
Development.
and we'll piggyback both of them, so we can get it all out in one night. Tuesday or Thursday, sir?
Thursday the 10th, because Tuesday is the back to school.
Oh.
I think that goes to,
That's 3 days in a row you're gonna be in the city.
yeah, it's gonna be rough on me, sticking around these parts, you know?
So can you do the 10th?
Yeah, Thursday the 10th works. How about for you guys? Good?
Can we set up a meeting Thursday the 10th at 6 p.m.?
6
City
p.m.
clerk?
at what, okay, what
Cooper
would you
Park?
recommend to have on Thursday, the 10th at Cooper Park? Or here?
I'd rather do
or-
it here so that we can have that
And
recorded.
that topic will be related to the recreational center and park area, the other FERDAP.
For the things that we're doing at Cooper Park and what we wanna do here.
What time?
At
6 o'clock, Mr.
So,
Rowe.
At 6 o'clock here on the 10th, okay?
So that will be like on the agenda item to discuss that West Miami Recreational Center and Park Development FERDAP grant application.
So if that meeting is at 6, when can the community meeting be?
7. I'll get these guys out of here quick.
Okay, so, okay, well, we only have one item, we could do,
Can they be done on the same day?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the sole source and that?
Yeah. So you want to do a community meeting at 7?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then we could, yeah.
We'd have to have 2 community meetings and maybe do them 15 minutes apart, or
Okay.
like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way we could get everything done.
That's for us to check off the boxes.
To meet grant requirements.
Okay, you have
So
to give
that's
me
what you should
the items, so so we can prepare the agenda.
We can do that in a-
Specifically, what items should be on every meeting.
Okay,
And we'll
yes.
coordinate, okay.
And then we can do develop a survey.
Well, in the past, you can do a survey. In the past, we've gotten, what's it called, Red Rider, what are they called?
Red Riders.
Red Riders to do a
On
letter.
our part, it was just
So
the
the
date.
community
we
group
needed, right?
doing a letter, so we
On
have
our
to
part,
do
it
the
was just the
survey.
date that we needed,
Oh,
so we
okay.
can move on.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
Next
a lot
item.
easier.
And we've covered the agenda.
I think that's it.
Anything for good of the orders? All right, motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Meeting adjourned?
Thank you.
Walk through.
Can we walk in?
Yes, thank you.